Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be sharing with you on how to go about the making of this beautiful flare gown right here on your screen, which also has gathers at the base. So I didn't add combination to mine. I just used an entire African print fabric, and in total it was 4.5 yards. And if this sounds like something you definitely want to try out, continue watching and don't also forget to subscribe to my channel. With all that being said, let's get started with today's tutorial. For the making of this gown, I made use of 4.5 yards of this African print fabric, which is 100% cotton. And this style of dress does not need any lining so that it can flow very well because it's a flare gown. I have this my fabric here, which is folded into two, which is the first thing you have to do. Remember I said this is 4 yards in total. So right here, I folded into two, making sure that the borders meet each other at both ends. Now, if you watch properly on this fabric, one side will be entirely closed and one side will be open because it is unfold. For the length of the fabric, it is the same with almost all of the Ankara piece we have, which is 45 inches, sorry. As you can see, I've measured it out right here. So the first part I'll be cutting out will be the upper part of the gown, which is the flare part before the gathered part, okay? So I'll start this now by getting the folded edge of my fabric, which is on this side right here. Now I'm going to just place my hand at that top point. Then I'll come to the base like this. I'm going to be making sure that this edge meets with this other edge in a slanted way, this way. So when you fold this, do note that the base or the hem of your fabric is not going to be of the same level again or of the same length. The folded part you have will be shorter than the other part you folded it on top. If what I'm saying is not so clear, just watch what I'm doing right here. So I made sure that one edge of my fabric actually met the other edge, and this is how the top part is going to look like. It is going to have this A shape or this cone shape, okay, or the alphabet A, and it is perfectly okay like this. So all I'm going to start doing now is to measure out my shoulder. So my shoulder divided into two is 7 inches, and I'll add extra half of an inch to that. So the half of an inch is serving as my sewing allowance. I will get the point where I'll have 7 inches, and you see that point right there, I made the mark, and I'm using my ruler to connect this into a straight line. So I'll be placing my tape on this my shoulder line now to get the length of my gown. So the length of the upper part of my gown is 30 inches, and I'll be adding extra 1 inch to that, making it 31 inches. So when I measured it out, the fabric I folded is more than enough to accommodate the length of the upper part of my gown. So from this folded edge, which is from this side, I'm going to be marking my neck width. But before that, I'll just simply go on ahead to mark my shoulder. So right there, I have 7.5 inches, as you can see right there. Then I'm going to be marking a neck width of 3.5 inches. I marked my neck depth at 3.5 inches because I will not be fixing a zipper to the back part of this dress so that it can easily pass our head. Then for the neck depth, I marked 5 inches. Now I've connected this into a block neckline. The next is to create a round neckline from here, as you can see I've done right here. So I'll come to down my shoulder point. I'm going to come down by 1 inch. This 1 inch is from my shoulder slope. I'll connect it into my neck depth of, sorry, my neck width of 3.5 inches. So I'm going to be creating the neckline for the back. We know the neckline for the back is always higher than that of the front. So for the back neckline, I'll be marking just 2.5 inches as my back neckline. And I'll also create it into a block neckline before I reconnect this into a round neckline, as you can see right here. So the first one is for the neck depth for the back part of my gown, and the second one is for the front neck depth. So from my shoulder line, I'll be getting my chest line of 8 inches right here, and I'm just going to extend this line or my shoulder into this my chest line. So when I do this, I'll divide what I have on this my armhole into two equal halves. Then I'll go in by half of an inch at the half of my armhole right here. I'll go in by half of an inch. Then on my chest line, I'll be dividing my bust circumference of 38 inches by 4. Whatever I have right there, sorry, I mark this on my chest line. And the remnant of the allowance I have right there is 1.5 inches, which is going to be totally fine. Then the next is to create my armhole curve, starting from my shoulder line to this half of an inch on my armhole, then all the way into my chest line. So the next is to get the length of my gown. So remember I said this upper part of my gown is going to be 30 inches and I'll be adding 1 inch extra, making it 31 inches for my sewing allowance. I'm going to be placing the tip of my tape on my shoulder line as I mark 31 inches, and I'll be moving my tape just this way. Watch exactly what I'm doing right here and you totally understand it. So when you're moving your tape like this and you're marking it, you're going to be having that curvy or that circle effect at the hem or the base of your flare. That's actually what makes it a flare. Okay, so when I was done with that, now I made sure I went ahead to recheck that everything aligns as I'm moving my tape, as you can see right here. So that's basically all for the upper part of this gown. I'll now go on ahead to cut this out, starting from the base. From the base, I cut this out, then from the shoulder, I'll cut this out as well. So when I get to this other shoulder part that is slanted, I didn't cut exactly on that line. I left half of an inch for joining allowance. Then I cut out the armhole. Now I'm cutting out the sides. If you do not want to split this, you see what I want to show you all right here. So if I wanted this as one piece, this is what it's going to look like. But because it's different, the front and back, I'll have to split this at one side or separate this at one side rather. Then the next is to cut out for the back neck depth first, which is 2.5 inches. Don't cut exactly on the neckline, leave about half of an inch. Okay, then when I was done with that, I opened up this my fabric and brought out the middle piece, which is the piece or the fabric in the middle. That is for the back neckline. Then I'll go on ahead to cut out for the front neckline. Don't cut it on exactly your neckline, leave about half of an inch for our sewing allowance. This is what the front part looks like after I was done cutting on the neckline. Now I'll be getting this my bias. I'll be using it to pipe my neckline and my armhole respectively because this is a sleeveless gown. I'll do this by opening up my bias this way, and I'm going to be placing it on the right side of my fabric on the neckline area. Then I'm going to be pinning this all around. When I'm done pinning this, I'll go on ahead and make a stitch like this. You know your bias has these lines. So when I'm done, I'll flip this to the back like this after making the first stitch, and now stitch this for the second time as well. Okay, so if you watch carefully, your bias has these two edges that were properly ironed inside. So that's the part I will stitch on, right side facing other, before I flip it to the wrong side. On the armhole, I'm also going to be piping it as well using my bias. Make sure you place your bias on the right side of your fabric so that when you flip it to the wrong side, it's not going to be showing, just as you can see right here. So I'm done stitching or piping my neckline and my armhole. I did this for both the front and the back part of my gown as well. So the next thing now is to join the back part and the front part of my gown. I'm doing this now by placing them right sides facing each other on the shoulder. Then I'll go on ahead to pin this together. So the shoulder, I'm going to be stitching it down using just half of an inch. After that, I'll arrange the armhole area and make sure that it aligns as well. Then I'll pin. I'm going to be joining from the armhole to the base using just 1 inch. Okay, make sure you join your shoulder using half of an inch. Then for the sides, I'll be joining from that point, which is the armhole, to the base. But at one side, I'm going to be coming up by 3 inches, and that's where my stitch will be stopping. I will not stitch to the very end with for this particular side so that we can easily fix our gathers. But for this other side, I will be stitching up everything entirely, but one side needs to be slightly open. This is what I have when I was done stitching, and you can see it's coming out really nice, as you can see right here. So the next thing now is to fix the gathered part of our gown. Apologies for these camera issues. So this fabric I have right here, and I've gone ahead to cut it out and also sew. So in length, I have one, I have two, and I have three. So in total, I have 3 yards of this fabric for the lower part. Then I joined it as well in the middle so that I can get this enough fabric. Okay, for the length of this fabric, I have 12.5 inches, which is after folding the top part and the lower part of this fabric. Okay, so I folded it. Then on one side, on one part of the fold, I actually ran a gather stitch, which is what you see right here. So on just one part at the folds, you have just one side, run a gather stitch, a very loose gather stitch. So I'm going to be getting the upper part of my gown right now. And from that part which I didn't stitch up entirely while I was, that is where I'll be fixing this my gathers to. So from that point now, I'll separate the back part of my gown from the front part of my gown. Then from one side on the base here, I'll go up by 1 inch. Remember, I added 1 inch for my joining allowance. So when I go up by 1 inch, I'm going to get one end of this second layer of my dress, and I'll place it on exactly that 1 inch. That folded part, I'm placing it exactly on this 1 inch. Then I'll pin this. Remember that I'm placing this on the right side of this upper part of my gown. So remember I said that this second lower part of my gown has joints. So I'm going to be pinning the side of my gown right here. The side of my gown, I'll be pinning it with the middle of this lower piece of my gown. Okay, on top. You can see what I'm doing right here is very clear. Then when I pin this, I'm going to get the other open end of my gown, and I'll be pinning the edge of this my lower piece to it as well. So make sure that on all the base I went up by 1 inch, which is my sewing allowance. So just like that, that is how I'm going to be doing this. So the essence of all of this is that at the end of the day, when I pull my gathers, I'll be having the same effect of gathers, not having one side bigger than the other side. Okay, so when I was done with this, now all this excess I have for this from the one side to the other side, I'm going to be gathering it and pinning as well. So starting from this part first, I'm going to start pulling on one of the threads, because after running your gather stitch, you will have two threads. Just pull on one thread, which is the one at the top part of your fabric, and you're going to be achieving a gathers effect. So as I'm pulling this, I'll make sure that it aligns properly with the base of this my gown. All right, for the front part, making sure that it is also pinned exactly on that 1 inch. So I'll take my time and do all of this and arrange this properly. And when I'm done with this, I'll now go on ahead and stitch this together just this exact way I've pinned, using just half of an inch, because we already have this lower part of our piece on top of the upper part of our gown. All right, so I'll go on ahead now and stitch this down using half of an inch. Please do take your time to arrange this properly so that you don't make mistakes at the end of the day. If you can do this directly on your sewing machine as you're arranging it, it's perfectly okay. But as a beginner, I'd advise you pin as you're arranging this. So I've gone ahead now to finish this up behind the camera, and I've stitched this as well. So it's just this one part that is still open, which I'll be stitching up right now. So from the 1 inch I used in joining from the sides, I'm going to continue stitching this that is on the wrong side. Okay, so when you're done stitching, that's basically all for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate. I'll see you on next time on this same channel. Do have a lovely time ahead of you. Bye.